everybody, it's Micheline from Micheoumakes again with yet another vlog. And I found that in January I started clearing out my stash and everything to see what I had, and I just can't believe how much stash I've accumulated since last January. I have bought loads of fabric, and a lot of stuff is stuff that when I look back at it I'm thinking, oh, it's not what I really want to use. But anyway, in my stash, this is why I've broken a re-sew-lution, as I've just said before. I've broken a re-sew-lution because I found some scuba, and in my re-sew-lutions I said I wasn't going to use scuba again. Or maybe, as I said, I'm not going to look back, but maybe as I perhaps said I wasn't going to buy scuba again, which kind of means that I haven't really broken a re-sew-lution because I actually used the scuba that I had. So I found two scubas in my stock, in my stash, in my stock, and one of them I decided to make a dress out of. And the dress that I decided to make was one I made last year, at the start of last year. I thoroughly enjoyed making, I liked it. The only thing I wasn't so keen on was the gathers around the waist, and the other one was the fabric, but the fabric was just something I bought cheap, and it was the Moneta Dress. So I made a new Moneta Dress with this scuba. It gives it a bit of shape. I added pockets. Now I can't remember if the Moneta Dress has pockets, but I put pockets in and I quite liked it with the pockets. And instead of doing a gather, I did two pleats, a little pleat just on either side of the tummy and a little one beside that, the same at the back. So I'll put a video up here to let you see what it's like. I teamed it with a black scarf, and I then later on you'll see me, I take the scarf off and then I do a little, I put the scarf around my waist just to let you see what it looks like with the scarf around the waist. Not that I would wear it with a scarf around the waist, but if I wanted to I might make a tie with it. Now, so anyway, I thought it was nice, and it's a dress. I like the Moneta Dress, I like the fabric, I like the pattern on the fabric. Scuba I'm not sure about. As I said to you, it has a cold feel to it, so I can't wear it in winter because it's too cold for work. And so I also find that it's a bit, when I'm wearing something like that in the summer, it's too hot or I get a bit clammy. So it's going to be sort of a spring to early summer type dress that I'll wear for work or for going out, and I do like it. But you'll see it up here, or if I haven't put it up there, if it's not up there, it's been put up somewhere in this process. And the other scuba that I've yet to make up, I think is lovely, I might probably make another kind of dress, is this. I like this, I think it's lovely. I love the colour on it. It's probably not my colour, but I thought it was a lovely colour. I do like that. I think it's really nice. So I've got to make a decision on what I'm going to do with that. It probably will be a dress because I've got enough to make a dress, and I always find that if I do a top and I've got some spare fabric, then there's not much I can do with a small piece. But I will make something out of that. Because I had a little bit of spare material left with the fabric that I made for the scuba dress I've just displayed, I decided to do something else with it. Now, before Christmas, I was looking online and I came across lots of comments about an NCW clutch wallet. Now, me didn't put two and two together to know that NCW was necessary clutch wallet. NCW, necessary clutch wallet. I kept saying, why do they keep saying NCW one time and then necessary clutch wallet the other? And then it suddenly clicked, and I suddenly realised that NCW is necessary clutch wallet. It didn't take too long for that to hit the brain cells, but it just shows you how ignorant I was at the time. But I made it. I downloaded the pattern and I made it. And when I made it, I wasn't greatly impressed by it. I just felt it was a bit flimsy and yucky. I didn't really like it at all. And this is the one that I made. And because I didn't like it, I just made I put a plastic popper on, one of these plastic, like a baby grow popper. I did the bit around here, which I like, which was all right, nothing wrong with it, but it's covered in cat hairs. It's been on my workbench and the cat's been lying. I think it was a combination of I'm not overly keen on, although I love black fabric, I didn't know if that worked very well. And as I say, because as I was doing it, I was thinking I don't like this. I just put a plastic popper on. Inside, because this was the first attempt, I didn't want to waste too much, so that was a white zip that I had that had come out of a garment, and it was when I was dyeing things purple, I just stuck it in and used that. And I just found those are the credit card sections there, and on the other side credit card sections there, and then there's a little pocket at the back. There's the pocket in the middle, big enough to take a pair of glasses or an iPhone or something. It was nice, but it just, to me, it just lacked body. And that was a firm interfacing that I used, and it just seemed to squash up. I didn't like the way, I also didn't like the way these, you had to stitch down here. They didn't, even though I got the angles right, I just didn't feel it looked very nice. So, who comes along but Kittenish Behaviour, who, if you don't watch her vlogs, you really must watch Kittenish Behaviour. She's just hit 6,000 subscribers. She's really good. She does a good waffle. She's a good waffler, but she makes some beautiful clothes. And she did a sew along for the NCW wallet. And I said to her, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. I'm hoping that you might turn my mind to liking it more, because I'd already tried it and I wasn't really impressed by it. And so I followed her, I watched her vlogs, and then I followed what she, I followed it as I was sewing it, and I created another NCW purse, and I had it here a few minutes ago and it has gone. Where's it gone to? Wait there. So I decided to make the NCW purse from the scuba fabric that I had left, and that's the scuba fabric I had left. The downside for this is nothing to do with the purse, nothing to do with the design, but to do with scuba fabric. Can you see? I haven't used this, but can you see what's happening to the scuba fabric here? Complete with cat hair. Get the cat hair off. I did as Sean said, it was a directional fabric, so I put a seam at the bottom, got the flowers going down there, flowers there, and then on the back I've got the flowers pointing that way. Lift the lid and I've got the flowers pointing the right way. I made a little D-rings there to hold a strap, but I didn't have enough fabric, so I've just done a wrist strap, and I probably could make a little black strap with that. Inside pocket, then the cards, a zip. Now Sean does 2 zip pockets, which is quite nice, I think, and then another card pocket there. Now the difference in the quality of it, it just looks absolutely wonderful, and because of that I put a nice little clasp on. Look at the difference. And the other thing that she did, sorry, was that she riveted the sides, and I think that makes a big difference. It's covered in cat hairs. I'm going to have to give it a good clean. Anyway, the thing that I noticed is, look at that. If I turn it that way, because the handle's on that side, look at the difference in the body of that to the body of this one, and in the shape of that one, because that's got a lovely shape, and that one tends to dint in a bit. It's just flat. It doesn't look very nice. And the difference is that she added, even though she interfaced it, she also added a very firm, I don't know what you call it, like an interfacing, but the interfacing she used was this one. You can buy, it's usually about 12 inches wide, and when you see it in the shops, it's often on a roll like that. It's very stiff, very hard, and that is what you use, and that gives the curl and the firmness to the necessary clutch wallet. So that has made a big difference in this wallet. So I would recommend, if you do it, to follow Sean's sew along to get an idea of it. With it being knitted, it's going really funny there, especially with it being a dark fabric. Probably less noticeable there, but because it's a dark fabric, it's going really funny, and that is kind of putting me off. Look at that. See, it's kind of going furry. So my recommendation is do not use scuba fabric. It's not really that good. I will use this purse probably for an evening out. It's not really, we don't go out very often on evenings, and the difference is that, I don't know, years ago if you went out for a drink to the pub, you got dressed up, or even for a meal you got dressed up, but so many times we just go out in the same clothes that we're wearing, or you just change a jumper or something and you go out in jeans and a top. So sometimes I don't dress up the way that I used to, and I don't know if it's getting old or what, but you know, there's not that urge to get to top and tail yourself with beautiful things, and I should really make more of an image of myself by going and using things like that. So yes, this is the Necessary clutch wallet, much better than that one, and so I would highly recommend a firmer interfacing, following Sean's video, and don't use scuba. So that was my used up all the scuba now on that particular material. The next one I'll use that mustardy one, and then hopefully that is it. Now then, I've also, what else have I done? I've also completed my first Make 9, and the first Make 9 I completed was this McCall's M7020. And somewhere in the next few minutes there'll be a break, and you'll be able to see what I've made to get some idea of what it's like. The fabric, I'm trying to use some of my stash up because I seem to have far too much. I can't believe how much I've accumulated in this time. But I bought some, it's like a crinkly jersey that I like. I think I made the black skirt last year in with a black skirt with the slopey pockets, which I like, the curved pockets like that, which, by the way, much as I love it, I still haven't worn it yet. I bought some more of the fabric, and I thought, right, I'm going to make a dress, and I bought 2 colours. And this is where buying online doesn't always work, because I bought some more black, and I was going to team it with something that was pinky coloured, a bit like this, probably a bit darker. To team, I was going to integrate 2 colours into this dress. And when it came, the colour was a maroon colour. Now, I did it years and years ago when I was about 30 or 35. A friend of mine used to do colour palettes for you. She used to do, she took your skin colour, your hair colour, your eye colour, your lipstick and everything that you wore. I'm not sure if she did lipstick, but anyway, she took the colouring of your facial colouring and sent it away, and it came back with this palette, and you got this little, it was like a little rotating palette of fabrics that were on card, showing you all the different colours that suited you. And when I got mine, I couldn't believe, because all the colours that were on there were the colours that I always wore, except for 2, and one of them was maroon and one of them was bottle green. And I said, you know, I like all of those, and I do like maroon, but every time I've made maroon clothes, there's something about maroon I just can't get away with. I like it, but I don't feel it's my colour. And the same with bottle green. I've kept a wide berth from bottle green. I never wear that. So this colour that came through the post was maroon, and I thought, oh golly, I've got loads of this maroon, what am I going to do with it? So then I decided, I've got to use up my fabrics, I'll make this pattern. And the one I made was view D, which actually it's a bit shorter than, I think that's the long one, and I think mine's a bit shorter. I actually had to cut some off, but I think really when you see it, I would have preferred it a fraction longer. So perhaps next time I do it, and I will do it again because I did love it, I shall make it a bit longer. And the other thing, can Can you hear that? That's my husband practicing upstairs. It's so loud. It's coming downstairs. Do you recognise the music? I'm just a girl. Right, anyway. It's distracted me, that now. I can't remember what I was going to say. Yes, anyway, this maroon fabric that I used, I liked it. It turned out quite nice, and this pattern doesn't have a pocket. The one that I did was view D, that view D, and it doesn't have a pocket, so I put pockets in. And I probably put the pocket a bit too low, because actually when you see me doing a little bit of a twirl here, you'll notice you might just catch a glimpse of the pocket sticking down below. And what I have to do is I'm going to have to trim the bottom off the pocket so that it doesn't hang down below it. I don't think it's too noticeable. I won't be doing twirls on all the time, but it's noticeable if I put my hands in my pocket, and then you can see it. So yes, the one, as I say, I did the one with the cowl neck. And I've realised where I got the idea from. When I was looking at the internet, I was looking for tops, because, as I said to you in my Re-sew-lutions, I don't wear that many dresses. I wear a lot of tops and scarves and trousers and not very often skirts. But I thought, well, I'll make tops, and I happened to see. Now I don't know if some of you will recognise them, but I happened to see Mimi G wearing one of these. In navy blue. She had made it. Mimi G is someone who works for, I think she works for McCalls, and well, she must do, because she was wearing this, and she makes the dress, she makes them, and often, I think I'm not sure if she designs them, but she does make them up and shows you what she looks like in them, and she looks really nice in it. So hers was navy blue, and she pulled the top up over her head to make it into a hood. In the video I do that. I probably wouldn't wear it as a hood, but I just wanted to let you see how long the neck is. And I teamed it up with a little laser brooch you all. Some of you were asking me what my laser brooches were, so I've teamed it up there just to show you a little laser brooch. Would I make some more? Yes, as I've just said before, yes I would. I think I would get more of a slightly heavier fabric, because I felt that jersey was a little bit too light. I would make it a little bit longer, and I might even consider more of a floral type of fabric. I think a nice floral fabric, or even a plain colour that's more in keeping with what I like would do. Because it was a maroon, and because I'm not overly sure that I like maroon, I teamed it with like a mustard stitching on the, and the mustard stitching was on the sleeves, and it was around the neck there, and there was a seam down the back. I don't think I'll show you that, but there's a seam down the back with the mustard stitching. And the stitch that I used to do that top stitch mustard stitching is the one that I always talk about. It's the one where it's 3 stitches, 3 lines on my machine, 3 little lines next to each other going down, and it's a stretch stitch, but it's really lovely. It makes it a heavy stitch, and I do like that one. I've got my Make 9 denim ginger jeans going. Subscribe to Closet Case Sew Along for the ginger jeans. So I've done that, but I've been so busy making clothes for World Book Day for grandchildren that I never had much chance to I never had much chance to get it started. I think I've watched two videos of two or three of her videos. I can't remember how many there are altogether. The denim is washed. I've got all the hardware. I've just taken receipt. I've actually this morning taken receipt of a heavy duty Singer sewing machine to do the heavy duty stitch, although my brother machine will probably be able to do it regardless. I just thought I'd get one. I've always fancied a heavy duty machine so that I can do handbags and things, and so watch this space, because sometime soon I shall be turning out a pair of closet case ginger jeans. Now, I have been advised by all those videos that I've watched where people have made them, that they are absolutely fantastic jeans and best fit that they've ever had in denims. So I'm hoping that I can qualify with the same information and say they're absolutely fantastic. I've got blue denim, but I'm debating whether I should dye it, because I don't wear blue denim very often and I like black denim. So I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, should I dye it black or should I just do some blue ones? And I'm thinking probably the best thing would be for me to just try it in blue and then see how we go. If I like it, then I'll do it in black. Other than that, not much to say in this video. There is a lot more I can say, but I'm going to spread it out over several videos because a lot of you say that you enjoy watching them. I do have a lady called Hazel from who's living in Spain, who's been contacting me and telling me that she's getting a sewing room up, and her husband's been doing things around a house in Spain and she's still waiting to have a sewing room. She's a beginner sewer. So Hazel, good to see you, good to hear from you. Get that sewing machine going, even if it's on a corner of a kitchen table, get it going and start sewing. She's never sewn before, and so it's lovely to know that all these vlogs are inspiring her to get going and making things. Just remember, especially if you're an older lady, doing something like this, sewing and challenging your brain to do something that you haven't done before, is something that really gets those brain cells going, and that's something we all have to do, because if we don't do it, we will end up being worse than ever. And I have to say, I've just been watching a TV documentary the other day, and it was something like make yourself 100 years younger or something, and in it was several TV characters. My mind is a blank with all the names. I'm never very good at names, but June Brown, who's off EastEnders, I don't watch EastEnders, but June Brown, the very old thin lady, is there, and she is 90 years old, and she puts the rest of them to shame. Two things she says you've got to do: you've got to stay fit, and she is very fit despite the fact that she smokes and smokes and smokes, and she says laughter, and I just believe you've got to have some laughter in your life, and if you have laughter in your life, you will keep going. And I can't think of a better way to keep those brain cells going as to be sewing and to watch a few vlogs and get a bit of laughter into your life. Anyway, good to see you. I'm going now, and I shall catch you next time. Bye.